say that is not in a braggadocious
What?
way. It's because it's about
What did he
time
just
that
say?
This country
He said
had somebody running it
Braggadocious.
that has an idea about
We
money.
are live.
When we have
Welcome.
$20 trillion in debt.
Welcome,
and our
everyone.
country's a
Welcome
mess.
to
You know,
the
it's one thing to have
Yan
20 trillion in debt,
commentary.
and our roads are good, and our bridges
That's
are
gotta
good,
be fun.
and everything's in great shape. Our airports are like from a third world country. You land
Can
at
you share the
LaGuardia,
link?
you land at
On,
Kennedy, you land at LAX, you
Yeah,
land at
I guess I
Newark,
could share the link.
and you come in from Dubai and Qatar, and you see these incredible. You come in from
Or you
China,
could share
you
the
see
link.
these incredible airports.
No, I
and you
don't.
land,
I don't have
we become
access
a
at the moment. This is
third
not
world
my
country.
computer.
So, the worst of all things has
Oh,
happened.
well.
We owe $20 trillion.
Fine.
And we're a mess. We haven't even started.
Okay,
and we've
let me
spent
get the link.
$6 trillion in the Middle East, according to
$6 trillion
report that
in
I
the
just
Middle
saw.
East, folks.
Whether it's 6 or 5, but it looks like it's 6. $6 trillion in the Middle East.
Well,
We
let's
could
break
have
it down,
rebuilt our country
put it up
twice.
again.
And it's really a shame. And it's politicians like Secretary Clinton
Tremendous.
that have caused this problem. Our country has tremendous problems. We're a debtor nation. We're a serious debtor nation. And we have a country that needs new roads,
Everything
new
new.
tunnels, new bridges, new airports, new schools, new hospitals. And we don't have the money because it's been squandered on so many of your ideas.
Let you
And
respond,
maybe
and we'll move to our
because
next.
you haven't paid any federal income tax for a lot of years.
Your
And
federal
the
income
other thing
taxes.
I think is important.
It
to
would be
point out
squandered too,
is
believe me.
If your main claim to be president of the United States is your business, then I think we should talk about that. You know, your campaign manager said that you built a lot of businesses on the backs of little guys. And indeed, I have met a lot of the people.
Oh, I thought she was gonna
who
say
were
I met a lot of little
stiffed by
guys.
You and your businesses, Donald. I've met dishwashers,
And
painters,
I've met a lot of little guys.
architects, glass installers.
Oh, we got 26
marble
viewers
installers,
already.
Drapery installers, like
That's
my
not
dad
a lot,
was.
but still
who
welcome.
you refused to pay
Welcome.
when they finished the work that you
Can you hear us
asked
all
them
right?
to do. We have an architect in the audience who designed one of your clubhouses at one of your golf courses. It's a beautiful facility. It immediately was put to use, and you wouldn't pay what the man needed to be paid, what he was charging you.
Maybe
to
he didn't do a good job, and I was
Well,
unsatisfied with
dude,
his
That's
work.
good.
Maybe he
To
didn't do a
the
good
thousands
job,
of
but I'm
people that
rich.
you have stiffed over the course of your business not deserve some kind of apology from someone who has taken their labor, taken the goods that they produced, and then refused to pay them. I can only say that I'm certainly relieved that my late father never did business with you. He provided a good middle-class life for us, but the people he worked for, he expected the bargain to be kept on both sides. And when we talk about your business, you've taken business bankruptcy 6 times. There are a lot of great business people that have never taken bankruptcy once. You call yourself the king of debt. You talk about leverage. You even at one time suggested
Wrong.
that you would try to negotiate down the
Whoa, here goes-
national
oh.
debt of the United States. Well, sometimes there's not a direct transfer of skills from business to government, but sometimes what happened in business would be really bad for government.
Let's let Mr.
And
Trump
we need,
So, yeah, I
This
think
is all
it's very good
philosophical
about
now.
that.
Check this out.
Look, it's all words. It's all sound bites. I built an unbelievable company. Some of the greatest assets.
Some of the
anywhere in world,
greatest.
real estate assets anywhere in the world, beyond
best.
the United
best.
States, in Europe, lots of different places. It's an unbelievable company. But on occasion,
he's gone.
4 times, we used certain laws that are there. And when Secretary Clinton talks about people that didn't get paid, first of all, they did get paid a lot, but taking advantage of the laws of the nation. Now, if you want to change the laws, you've been there a long time, change the laws. But I take advantage of the laws of the nation because I'm running a company. My obligation right now is to do well for myself, my family, my employees, for my companies. And that's what
Does
I do.
anybody
But
actually
what
think
she
either of
doesn't
these
say is
two
the
will do
tens of
any good
thousands
here?
of people that are unbelievably happy and that love me. I'll give you an example. We're just opening up on Pennsylvania Avenue, right next to the White House. So if I don't get there one way, I'm going to get to Pennsylvania Avenue another. But we're opening the old post office under budget, ahead of schedule.
I think they're both
saves
crazy.
tremendous money.
That's just
I'm
my
a year
personal
ahead of
opinion.
schedule, and that's what this country should be doing. We build roads, and they cost 2 and 3 and 4 times what they're supposed to cost. We buy products for our military, and they come in at costs that are so far above what they were supposed to be because we don't have people that know what they're doing. When we look at the budget is bad to a large extent because we have people that have no idea as to what to do and how to buy. The Trump International is way under budget and way ahead of schedule, and we should be able to do that for our country.
We're well behind schedule, so I want to move to our next segment. We move into our next segment talking about America.
They're just full of hot air. Both of them are just crazy. Look at it. I gotta wash my mouth out because it's so dirty.
Are bad in this country is the highest it's been in decades. Much of it amplified by shootings.
Oh, here.
As we've seen recently in Charlotte and Tulsa.
Welcome back, Anonymous.
Thank you, Anonymous.
No problem. Anyways, this is Anonymous talking to Anonymous.
Well, you're right.
What did I miss? What did I
Nothing.
miss?
They're just hot air. You know, just a bunch of hot air. Nothing. You know, let me turn the volume. Oh, it's all the way up over there.
Out of the ordinary.
Out of the ordinary garbage, yes.
All lies, all
in their public
politics.
schools they can get, and yes,
There,
it
I turned
determines
their
how they're
volume
treated
up just
in
a
the
little
criminal
bit, so
justice
hopefully our
system.
studio audience can hear
We've
it.
seen those two tragic examples in both Tulsa and
Well,
Charlotte.
does it even matter if they hear
And
it?
we've got to do several things at the same time.
I know.
We have to
They're both presidential material. Look at them.
trust.
Yeah,
Hey,
they're
look
clearly
at
not.
wait, look at the color
And the
scheme: red,
police.
white, and blue. Check it out.
We have
She's
to
wearing
work
red,
to make sure
and he
that
has a
our
white shirt on and a
police
blue tie.
are using the best
Yeah.
training,
This is
the best
America.
techniques.
Or the
that they're
Netherlands
well
or France.
prepared
Yes, but
to
you know what?
use
America.
force only when
Those
necessary.
other
Yeah.
countries don't even exist, so shut up.
Everyone should be respected by the law, and
I mean,
everyone
nobody
should
in America has ever
respect
heard of
the
those
law.
countries.
Right now, that's not the case in a lot
Just
of our
kidding,
neighborhoods.
America.
So I have, ever since the first day of my campaign, called for criminal justice reform. I've laid out a platform.
Look at
that
Trump,
I
he's
think
so
would
stoic,
begin
and his
to remedy
eyebrows
some
move.
of the problems we have in the criminal justice system.
Why doesn't his hair move
But
though?
we also have to recognize, in addition to the
I don't know.
challenges that we face with
because it's a
policing, there
toupee?
are so many good, brave police officers
I don't know.
who equally want reform. So we have to bring
Police
communities
officers
together in order
want
to begin
reform.
working on that as a mutual goal. And we've got to get guns out of the hands of people who should not have them.
Well, yeah, the cops, sure.
Gun epidemic is the leading cause of death of young African American men, more than the next.
Oh
9
wait, now is
causes
she
put
saying that
together.
the African Americans have too many guns? Wait, what?
We have to
They're the ones
restore
being killed
trust.
on the
We have to
streets
work
by
with
the
the
police?
police. We have to make
You
sure
guys
that
have too
our
many guns. We're gonna
communities
kill
and our
you.
communities respect them. And we have to tackle
What?
the plague
I don't
of
know.
gun
I'm just
violence,
twisting
which is a
logic.
big
Sorry.
contributor to a lot of the problems that we're seeing today.
All right,
And
Mr.
I
Temperament,
lost
how
the
do you
feed,
deal with
so
the
I can't
First
comment
of
on
all,
what she
Secretary
said.
Clinton
I'm
doesn't
watching
want to
now,
use
again.
a couple of words, and that's law and order. And we need
Oh,
law
I
and
thought he was
order.
gonna say
If we don't
something
have it,
else, a bad word.
We're not going to have a country.
Get the
And
feedback.
when I look at what's going on
Anonymous.
in Charlotte, a city I love, a city where I have investments, when I look at what's going on throughout various parts
She almost
of
looks
our
like she's gonna
country,
pass
whether
out.
it's- I
It
mean,
looked
I can
close.
just keep naming them all day long.
She's
We
close.
need
She's
law
blinking.
and order in our country. And I just got today the
Oh,
as you
that
know,
would
the
be-
endorsement of the fraternity order
Oh,
of
dude, I
police. We
just, I
just
wouldn't,
came
I don't
in.
know what to do.
We
I-
have
I
endorsements
just
from I
flip.
think almost
I'd
every
freak out.
police
Yeah.
group. Very,
I'd
I mean,
freak
a
out.
large percentage
I
of
wouldn't
them
freak
in the
out.
United States.
I'd
We
laugh.
have a situation
I mean-
where we have
Yeah, I mean freak out in a good way.
African
That's
Americans,
that's
Hispanics
yeah.
living
If
in
they
hell
both passed out together, then it would
because
be like
it's so
heaven.
dangerous. You walk down the street. You
Yeah,
get
they'll
shot.
finally shut
In
up.
Chicago,
Yes. I mean,
they've
don't get
had
us wrong, people. We
thousands
do
of
not endorse
shootings,
either of these
thousands
people that you
since
see on
January
stage
1st.
debating
Thousands of shootings.
each other
And I'm
for
saying, where is
miscellaneous
this? Is this a
reasons.
war-torn country? What are we doing? And we
pretty
have to
sure
stop the
that it's
violence.
just a
We have to bring back
setup.
Yeah, I
law and
get
order.
it's
In a
it's
place
pretty
like
it's pretty
Chicago,
clear
where
that we don't support
thousands
any of
people
these
have been killed,
candidates.
thousands over the last number of years. In fact, almost 4,000 have been
who
killed.
do we
since
support?
Barack
Giant
Obama
Meteor?
became president. Over
Yes,
almost
or
4,000
Cthulhu.
people in Chicago
Yeah.
have been killed.
Or
We have to
Vermin
bring back
Supreme.
law and order.
Yes.
Now, whether or not in a place like Chicago you do stop and frisk, which worked very well, Mayor Giuliani is here, it worked very well in New York. It brought the crime rate way down. But you take
And we
the
think
gun
the
away from
50-something-ish
criminals that shouldn't be
people
having
who are
it.
watching
We
us
have
right now,
gangs roaming the street.
we're just
And in
being a
many
bunch of
cases,
goofballs because we
they're
don't believe in
illegal immigrants.
the
And they have
establishment
guns,
politics.
And they shoot people.
We
And
believe
have
in
to
a
be very
free and open
strong.
society
And we
for
have
all.
to be very vigilant. We have to be. We have
Yeah,
to
sure.
know what
Yeah,
we're
sure,
doing.
or whatever you want.
Now,
It does- shit,
our police, in many cases,
we just don't give
are
a
afraid
fuck.
to do
How's that?
anything. We have to protect our
We
inner
just-
cities
zero
because
fucks
African
given.
American.
African American. Why doesn't he just say it? Why doesn't he say the words that he wants to say?
Your 2 minutes has expired, but I do want to follow up. Stop and frisk was
Because you
ruled
can't do that on live
unconstitutional in
television.
New York
Oh, he's
because
Trump,
it
though.
largely singled
Yeah,
out
he's
black
Trump.
and Hispanic.
You
Yeah,
know, the both of them,
It
white.
went before a
They
judge
have no
who
experience
was
in
a
being,
very
repressed
against police
peoples.
judge. It was taken away
They don't
from
even
her,
care.
And our mayor, our new mayor,
rich
refused
people
to go
never
forward
care.
with the case. They would have wanted to kill. If you look at it throughout the country, there are
If they
many places
did, there
where-
wouldn't be any
Is that
poorer.
It's a form of racial profiling.
No, the argument is that we have to
Exactly.
take the guns away from these people that have them and that are bad
The
people.
bad
that
people.
have them.
These people.
These
bad
are felons, these are
people.
Why
people
didn't you
that
just say
are bad
those
that
people?
shouldn't be-
Those people shouldn't
When
have
you
guns.
3,000 shootings in Chicago.
You know,
from
Chicago.
January 1st. When you have 4,000 people killed
Ba,
in
ba, ba, ba,
Chicago
ba.
by guns from the beginning of the presidency of Barack Obama, his hometown, you have to have stop and frisk. You need more police.
Well, okay,
You
what
need
about
a better
ISIS? That's like
community
more deaths than
Oh, and by the
ISIS
way-
has committed.
relation. You don't
If you have
community
more
relations in
police,
Chicago.
crime
It's terrible. You have
skyrockets.
It sure
operating. It's
does.
terrible what's going on in Chicago.
Because-
but when you look, and Chicago's
Because
not the only. You go to
there are
Ferguson,
so many
you go to so many
things
different
that are
places.
not even
You
crimes.
need better relationships. I agree with Secretary.
Well,
Clinton
let's
on
put it
that.
this
way,
You
in
need
Chicago-
relationships
in
between the
Chicago, if you're
communities
walking
and
down the
police,
street
because in
smoking
some
a
cases
blunt,
it's not good.
That's a
If you look at
victimless
Dallas,
crime
where
right
the
there.
relationships were
You're
really
not hurting
studied,
anybody.
The relationships
They'll arrest
were
you, sure.
really a beautiful
If he's
thing.
talking about
And
Chicago all the
then
time, let's
5
put it
police
that way.
officers
Of
were
course,
killed.
there's
Yeah,
gonna be a
but-
lot of
One
arrests.
night, very violently.
There's also
So
like
there's some bad things
minor
going on,
crimes,
some really
like
bad things. But
usage
we
of
need-
marijuana.
listen, we need law and order, and we need
Right?
law and order
Right.
in the inner cities.
If it doesn't
because
get
the people
policed,
that are
it doesn't
most
matter
affected by
because
what's
it
happening
doesn't
are
cause crime.
African-American and Hispanic people, and it's very unfair.
I've
to
never
them
seen
what our
anybody
politicians
trying to rob
are
someone
allowing to
because they
happen.
wanted to smoke weed and they were out.
I've heard
Exactly.
Donald say this at his rallies, and
Yeah, the pro.
It's
We'll
really
we'll definitely
unfortunate that
have
he
more
paints
live
such
commentary
a
in the
dire,
future.
negative picture.
Hey, what's up,
of
D-Pro?
Black communities in our country. The vibrancy of the black church, the black businesses that employ so many people, the opportunities that
I'll be right
so
back.
many families are working to provide for their kids.
All right, she's
There's a lot
stabbing at
that
the heart
we
of the
should
middle
be
class,
proud
folks.
of,
Stabbing
and we
at
should
the
be
heart.
supporting and lifting
Hearts and
up.
minds, folks.
But we do always have to make sure we keep people safe. There are the right ways of doing it, and then there are ways that are ineffective. Stop and frisk was found to be unconstitutional.
About 3 months
And in part because it was ineffective. It did not do what it needed to do. Now, I believe in community policing, and in fact,
You can hear the
violent
other
crime is
Anon
one half of
casually
what it
playing
was
with his
in
microphone in the
1991.
background.
Property crime is
I'm
down
sorry about that.
40%.
No, it's
We just don't
okay.
wanna see it
It's
creep
okay.
back up. We've had
You can play with your microphone
25
anytime.
years of very good
Did he just pick his
cooperation, but
nose?
there were some problems, some
I believe he
unintended
did.
consequences. Too many young
Got goddamn snot right in my,
and Latino men
my nostril
ended up
right
in
there.
jail for
All right, let's
nonviolent
see. What should we
offenses.
tweet?
And it's just a fact that if you're a young African American
whatever you want.
and you do the
Who's
same
winning?
as a young white man, you are more likely to be arrested, charged, convicted, and incarcerated. So we've
Oh,
got to
yes, Hillary
address the
definitely
systemic
rigged the
racism in
the
our
election.
criminal justice system.
There's no doubt about
We
it.
cannot just say law and order. We have to say we have to come forward with a plan that is going to divert people from the criminal justice system.
I mean, if you
deal
look,
with
if you only
mandatory
look
minimum
at
sentences, which have put too many people
at
away
the
for too
approval
long for
ratings,
doing too little. We need to
these
have
are the
more
most hated
second chance
candidates
programs.
in the
I'm glad
history
that we're ending
of the
private
United
prisons
States
in the federal
candidates.
system. I wanna
Of
see them
course they
ended in
are.
the state system.
That's
We shouldn't
fucking
have a
terrible.
profit motivation to fill prison
And
cells with
actually,
young Americans.
Hillary's
So
approval
there
ratings
some
are like
positive
minus
ways we can work
18.
on
Trump's
this.
approval
And
rates are
I
like minus 20.
believe strongly
And Bernie Sanders'
that
approval
common
ratings are
sense
plus
gun
80.
safety
Right.
So, yeah.
measures would assist us right now. And this is something Donald has supported.
Wait, that's not the live
along with
link,
the gun
is it?
lobby
Should I
right
just tweet
now.
the live
We've
link,
got
or
too
should
many
I just
military-style weapons on the streets in a lot of places.
No, you can do the
Our
YouTube
police
URL.
are
Sure.
outgunned. We need comprehensive
You can tell,
background
folks, that
checks,
we're really
and we
interested in
need
this.
to keep guns
Really interested
out of the
in whatever
hands
the
of
fuck
those who
they're
will do
saying,
harm,
because
and we
here they are.
finally need
Look at
to
him. He's
pass
nodding
a
like,
prohibition
yes. Oh, wait, look
on
at the
anyone
camera.
who's on the
She's like
terrorist
waving her
watch
finger
list from
around,
being able to
making
buy
sure
a
she's
gun in our
noticed.
country. If you're too dangerous to fly, you are too dangerous to buy a gun. So there are things we can do, and we ought
Trump's
to
like,
do it
yes,
in a
yes,
bipartisan
yes.
way.
Secretary
I'm
General,
going to
last
say
week you said
something.
we've gotta
I'm
do
say something
everything
rude.
possible to improve
And she's
policing
just
to
like,
go beyond
police.
implicit bias. Do you believe that police are implicitly biased against black people?
Yes, they
Listen,
are.
I think implicit bias is a problem for everyone, not just police.
Oh, answer the
I think,
question.
unfortunately,
Yeah,
too many
exactly.
of us in
She's
our
talking
great
around
country,
it.
Yep. Because she
jump
wants
to
the cop
conclusions
votes, because
about
she
each
knows
other.
that the police
And
aren't going to
therefore, I
vote
think
for her
we
because the
need
police
all of
unions
us
will
to
start
be asking
crying that
hard
she's
questions
anti-police
about,
and she crossed the
you know,
blue
why am
line
I
and
feeling
we're
this
not
way?
going to protect her
But when it comes to
anymore.
Yeah,
policing, since it
everything
can
she's
have
saying is very
literally fatal
calculated. Of
Of
course.
course, of course, she's
I
a
have said in
politician.
my
Of
first
course,
budget
Yeah.
she's not
we
going to talk
would
like
put
one of
money
us.
into that budget
What
to help
mongrels?
us poor people?
Poor people, the
by
mongrels of
retraining
society.
a
No,
lot of our
she's going to
police
be.
officers. I
Look
met
at
with a
me.
group of
I can
very
work my way
distinguished,
around anything. You
experienced police
sniveling
chiefs a few weeks
scum.
ago. They admit it's an issue. They've got a lot of concerns. Mental health is one of the biggest concerns.
Maybe you
because
shouldn't
now
shut
police
down
are
all the
having to
mental
handle a lot of
institutions
really
in the United
difficult
States
mental
then.
health problems on the
Exactly.
street. They want support. They want more training. They want more assistance. And I think the federal government.
No, they don't.
could
It's
be
a
in
bully
position where
club.
we would,
They're
offer
happy.
that.
They're
They
happy.
don't
I'd
care.
like to
No,
They
respond.
don't.
they have their good old
First of
boys
all,
club
I
going.
agree, and a lot of people, even within my own party, want to give certain rights to people on watch lists and
Thank
no-fly
you,
lists.
Aaron. They
I agree
both
with you. When a
suck.
person
You're
is
right.
on a watch list or a no-fly list, and I have the endorsement of the
Wait, where's this on?
These are very,
On the
very good
chat.
people, and they're
Oh,
protecting the Second
okay. I
Amendment.
didn't.
But,
I'm not on the
I
chat,
think we
so.
have to look very strongly at no-fly lists and watch
Oh,
lists.
and
when people
we're
are on
making
there,
the
even if they
debate
shouldn't be on there,
infinitely
we'll
more
help them, we'll help them
entertaining,
we'll help
according
them
to
get off.
Spartacus. So,
But I tend to agree with that.
Okay.
Quite
Well, thank you
strongly.
guys.
I do
We
want
do
to bring
Thank you
up
for
the
the
fact that you
positive
were the one
feedback.
that brought up
Yes.
the word super predator.
Super
about
predator.
young
Wait,
black
what? I'm
youth.
missing.
And that's a term that I think was it's been horribly met, as you know. I think you've apologized for it. But I think it was a terrible thing to say.
Look at the
And
things
when
you
it
say, you
comes
fucking
to,
douche.
Stop and frisk. You know, you're talking about taking guns.
Her
away.
eyes
I'm
are
talking about
squinting a
taking
little.
guns away from gangs and people that use them.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yes.
don't
Super
think, I really don't
predators.
think you disagree with me on this, if you want to know the truth. I think
Reminds me of like
maybe there's a
Aliens
political
versus
reason why you
Predator
can't
movie
say
or
it,
something.
But I really don't believe. In New York City, stop and frisk, we had 2,200 murders, and stop and frisk brought it down to 500 murders. 500 murders is a lot of murders. Hard to believe. 500 is like supposed to be good. But we went from 2,200 to 500, and it was continued on by Mayor Bloomberg, and it was terminated by current mayor. But stop and frisk had a tremendous impact on the safety of New York City. Tremendous beyond belief.
Tremendous beyond
so when you say
belief.
it has no impact, it
He has
really
all
did.
the
It had a
best
very,
words.
very big impact.
He does have
Well,
all the
it's
best
also
words.
fair to say, if we're going to talk about mayors, that under the current mayor, crime has continued to drop, including murders. So there
You're wrong.
is.
You're wrong.
No, I'm
Murders
not.
are up.
Yeah.
All right.
New York,
Murders are up. All right.
You're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong.
You're wrong.
Across the
That's
board,
awesome.
going back
I will flap
to
my hair
mayors, to
around and
police,
you will believe me.
chiefs, because it has
And
worked.
she's all
Other
like-
communities need
her
to
hair is getting
come
close to
together
his,
to
though.
do what will
Yes,
work, as well.
their hair
Look,
looks
one
quite
murder
similar.
Is too many. But it is important that we learn about what has been effective and not go to things that sound good that really did not have the kind of impact that we would want. Who
Wouldn't it be cool
disagrees
if
with
like
keeping
a
neighborhoods
third eye
safe?
just popped out of their
Let's
foreheads and
also
there's like
add
the Illuminati
who
came
disagree
down and they're like,
about
we have
respecting
arrived.
the rights of young men who live in those neighborhoods. And so we
We
need
agree
to
that
do a
third
better
parties should
job
be in the
of
debate.
working
It's
again
it's
with the
stupid.
communities,
It's stupid that they
faith
don't.
communities,
They're
business
not allowed to
communities,
debate with.
as well as
Well,
the
no, there's a
police to
reason
try
their
to
third party
deal
is
with
not
this
allowed
problem.
in the
This
debate.
conversation is about
I mean,
race, and
because
Mr.
it's
Trump,
this
I
is
have
the
to ask,
establishment
I'd like to
politics.
respond
Third
to
parties
Mike.
are never
Please
part of
go.
the
Yes.
establishment.
Please
They're
respond, then I gotta
anti-establishment
quick follow-up.
usually, right?
The
The
left and
African-American
right
community
agree
has
on
been
most
let down by
policies in America,
politicians. They
and the
talk
third
good
party
around election
candidates
time, like
would
right
be
now,
able to
and after
challenge
the
them
election,
on
they
a
said,
lot of different
"See you later. I'll
issues.
see you in
Right.
4 years." The
And they don't want to allow that because they don't want anybody
the
thinking
community
different.
within
They
the
want
inner cities
potato
has
equals
been so
couch.
badly
Yeah,
treated.
exactly.
They've been abused and used in order to get votes by Democrat politicians because that's what it is. They've controlled these communities for up to 100 years.
Mr. Trump, let me.
Well,
Unbroken.
Yeah,
And I will
see?
tell you,
When the guy
you
who
look at the
recently
inner cities, and I
complained
just
about
left
Mexican
Detroit, and I just
rapists
left
brings up
Philadelphia, and
decades
you
of
know,
super
you've seen me,
predator
I've been all
debates
over the
as an
place.
insult. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Decided to stay
Yeah, I'm
home.
retweeting
Classic,
you. There
classic.
You
But I will tell you, I've been all over, and I've
Yep.
met some of the greatest people I'll ever meet within these communities, and they
These
are
people
very,
are
very
nuts.
upset with what
Both
their
of 'em.
politicians have told them and what their politicians have done.
Mr. Trump,
I think Donald just
The
criticized
Illuminati
me for
party.
this debate. And yes,
You
I
know,
did.
and that's what it's come down to. This
you know
is,
what
I
else I
mean,
prepared
if
for?
there's
I
any
prepared
such
to
thing
be
as the
president,
Illuminati,
and I
it
think
would be
that's a good
probably
thing.
these two people right here.
Mr. Trump,
Especially
for
with
5
those
years,
corporate
you
trade
perpetuated
agreements.
a false claim that the nation's
Yeah, we'll
first
go
black
on
president
about
was
that
not
in
a
a
natural
future
born
episode.
citizen. You questioned his legitimacy. In the last couple of weeks, you acknowledge what most Americans have accepted for years: the president was born in the United States. Can you tell us what took you so?
I'll tell you very well, just very simple to say. Sidney Blumenthal works for the campaign and very close friend of Secretary Clinton.
Is he going to answer the damn question? I mean, dude,
campaign
serious?
manager, Patty Doyle, went to, during the campaign, her campaign against President Obama, fought very hard. And you can go look it up, and you can check
Look
it out.
it up.
And if you look at CNN,
Jig
this
it out.
past week, Patty Solis Doyle was on Wolf Blitzer.
Come on,
saying that this
America.
happened.
These are jokes
A
right here.
Blumenthal sent
Two of
to
them,
Plattsburgh,
right in front of you.
highly respected
Look at them.
reporter at
The
McLeod,
most hated candidates
Kenya,
in the history
Ever.
of
about
America.
it. They were
Ever.
pressing it very hard.
No one
She
likes him.
failed to get the birth certificate. When I got
Thank
involved,
you.
I didn't fail. I got him to give the birth certificate. So I'm satisfied with it, and I'll tell you why I'm satisfied with it.
That was in
because I want to
2011.
get on to defeating ISIS. Because I want to get on to creating jobs.
If there's so many
Because I
deaths
wanna
here
get
in the
on to
United
having a strong
States,
border. Because I want to
and
get
they're
on
worried
to
about all
things
these
that are very
guns,
important
why
to
are they
me
chasing
and that are very
ISIS?
important to the
Because
country.
Exactly.
ISIS isn't
And by
killing
the way-
people over here.
And by the way, start with your own problems first, like Flint, Michigan.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, City of Flint, if you're listening?
I mean, how are they
Well,
going
nobody was
to
pressing
address
it. Nobody
problems
was caring much about
in
it.
other
I figured
countries
you'd
if they
ask the
can't
question
even
tonight,
solve
of course.
problems in
But
their
nobody
own
was caring much
countries?
about it. But
I don't
I
know.
was the one that got him to produce the birth certificate, and I think I did a good job.
Barack
did
Hussein
job.
Obama.
Also,
I did
for
a
it,
good
I mean,
job.
now everybody in Main Street.
That guy's a Muslim. He turned America into a Muslim state.
Sent a reporter. You just have to take a
Look,
look at CNN.
she's
the
having a
last
seizure.
week, the
Hillary's having a
interview with
seizure. Oh,
your
wait. No,
former
she's
campaign
fine.
manager. And she was involved. But just like she can't bring back jobs, she can't produce.
She's like, but my emails prove that I can rig elections.
But we're talking about
Exactly.
racial healing in this segment. What do you say to Americans?
Well, it was very, I
people
say
of
nothing.
color who-
I say nothing because I was able to get him to produce it. He should have produced it a long time before. I say nothing. But let me just tell you, when you talk
Let me
about
just
healing,
tell you.
I think that I've developed very, very good relationships
Be right
over
back.
the last little while with the African American community. I think you can see that. And
I think that the
I feel
African American
that they
community
really
would
wanted me to come to
crucify
that
him.
conclusion, and I think I did a great job and a great service, not only for the country, but even for the president, in getting him to produce his birth certificate.
Secretary Clinton.
Well, just listen to what you heard. And clearly, as Donald just admitted, he knew he was going to stand on this debate stage and Lester Holt was going to be asking us questions. So he tried to put the whole racist birther lie to bed. But it can't be dismissed that easily. He has
Welcome back,
really
Anonymous.
started his
Thank you,
political
Anonymous.
activity based on this racist lie that our first black president was not an American citizen. There was absolutely no evidence for it, but he persisted. He persisted year after year because...
So this is
some
the
of his
stuff that they're shoving down your
supporters, people
throats,
that he was
America. The
trying to
United
bring into
States of
his fold,
America,
apparently
is they're
believed
just
it or wanted
sitting
to
there
believe it.
concentrating on this
remember,
shit.
Donald
On
started
non-issues.
his career
These are
back in
non-issues.
1973
And
being
it's fucking
sued by the
racist.
Justice
It's
Department for
disgusting.
racial discrimination.
It is.
But
It's,
it's
Because he
non-issue.
would not
it
rent
is. It's a non-issue,
apartments in
and
one of its
it's the
developments
sad
to
thing
African-Americans,
is
and he
that they
made
actually think
sure
this needs to be
that the
addressed.
people
What
who
needs to
worked
be
for him
addressed is
understood that was
the
the
poverty
policy.
levels of
He actually
people
was
in the
sued
United
twice
States.
by the Justice
What is
Department.
really making
So he
the people in the
has
United
a
States angry?
long
Why
Yes.
are there becoming more and more
engaging in
cultural
racist
divides when we should
behavior.
actually be uniting towards
the
different
birther
causes, such
lie
as helping
was a very
everybody,
hurtful
you know,
one.
that we can
You know,
possibly
Barack
help.
Obama is a man of great dignity.
And
It's
they're
not-
focusing
it's not-
on crap, dude. They're
Yes.
listen to them.
And they say
this
they're
was
so
being
Christian,
touted
but if
and
they had any
used
Christian
against him.
values, they would
But
be
I
helping
like
people,
to remember
not dividing
Michelle
people like
Obama
this.
said in her
Well,
amazing speech at our Democratic
Jesus.
National Convention.
The
When
supposedly
they go
this is a
low, we go high.
what do they call
And
it?
Barack Obama went high despite
A Christian
Trump's
nation,
best
right?
efforts
Founded
to
on the
bring
morals
him
of
down.
Judeo-Christianity,
Respond and
correct?
move on
I
to
would
the
like
next
to
segment.
respond. First
So,
of all, I got
if
to
that was the
watch in
truth,
preparing for this, some of your debates against
Then
Barack
why wouldn't they
Obama,
be
you
turning the
treated
other
him
cheek and
with
helping people
terrible
out? I mean,
disrespect.
Yeah,
And I like
exactly.
Jesus
to
was a
hear
total
about
socialist.
how lovely
He was a total
everything is and how
anarchist, pretty
wonderful you
much,
are.
an
Doesn't work that way.
anarcho-socialist.
You were after him. You were trying to. You even sent out, or your campaign sent out.
Yeah, he
pictures
wanted to
of him
overturn
in a
the
certain
temple.
Garb, very famous
Well,
pictures. I don't
he'd
think you
feed
can deny
people.
that.
Yeah.
Just last week.
I mean,
Yeah,
food,
but he-
food, not
he was-
bombs and shit.
So
You
when
know,
you
he'd
try
be
He was
like,
against the
yo,
banks as well. He
Yeah.
was against the banks as well.
he was, you know, and he'd be like, hey, yo, you know, you need food? Here, have some food. Here's, have some wine, bro. Drink.
My father's company had a real estate company in Brooklyn and
He'd
Queens.
be like,
And
get
we,
drunk, bro.
along with
He wouldn't be
many,
like,
many other companies
we
throughout
got to keep the
country,
Mexicans
federal
out.
lawsuit,
Oh,
were
and by the way, I'm not
We
religious at
settled the
all,
suit.
but
Me either,
these
no.
people
Zero.
claim to
No,
be
and
religious,
right.
and they don't
It was
act
very easy to
upon
do.
it.
Exactly. I mean, I'm not religious at
I
all,
notice you
and
bring that up a
the
lot,
thing
and,
about it
you
is,
know, I also
we
notice
understand
the
more
nasty
about their
commercials that you do
religions
on me
than
in
they
so many
do.
different ways, which I don't do on you. Maybe I'm trying to save the money, but frankly, I look at that and I say, isn't that amazing? Because I settled that lawsuit with no admission of guilt. But that was a lawsuit brought against many real estate firms, and it's just one of those things. I'll go on one step further. In Palm Beach, Florida, tough community.
Good night, Ethan.
A brilliant community, a wealthy community, probably the wealthiest community there is in the world. I opened a club and really got great credit for it. No discrimination against African Americans, against Muslims, against
Anarcho-capitalists.
and it's
Yeah,
a tremendously successful club.
Love
I'm
you
so
too,
glad I did
Ethan
it.
McNally. What's up?
I have been given great credit for what I did, and I'm very, very
Oh, no,
proud
you're
of
right,
it.
D-Pro.
And that's the way
Oh,
I
he's
feel.
bragging now.
That is the true
Yeah,
way
I mean, I'm not
feel.
even
Our
paying
next
attention to him
segment is
anymore.
called
I'm sorry,
Securing America. We
audience,
wanna
that
start with a 21st
I'm reading
century war
D-Pro.
happening
D-Pro
every
9
day
tells
in
us
this
that
country.
the
Our
1%
institutions
are
are under
actually
cyber
big
attack,
into
and
satanic
our
dogma.
secrets are
No
being
joke,
stolen.
they
So
really
my
are.
question
Power,
is, who's
greed, war,
behind it,
satanic
and
nonsense.
how
No,
do
but
we
it's
fight it?
true.
Secretary Clinton, this answer goes to you.
You have
Well, I
them
think cybersecurity,
claiming to be
cyber warfare will be one of the biggest challenges
Judeo-Christian
facing the
country
president because
when
clearly
they're going out and
we're
bombing
facing
the
at
living
this point,
shit out of all these
two
poor
different
people,
kinds of
wasting
adversaries.
millions.
There are
And yeah, look at
independent
Venezuela too.
hacking
Yeah,
groups
that's
that
a good
Billions.
point.
do it mostly
Billions.
for
And how much
commercial
more
reasons
money
to
are we
try to
going to
steal
spend on
information that they then
decimating
can
human
use to make
lives?
money.
And these two
But
people,
increasingly,
they're not
we
going to give
are
a fuck
seeing
about the
cyber
starving
attacks
children of the
coming
world or
from
who we're
states,
bombing next.
organs of states. The most
They won't give a shit.
recent
They
and
won't give a shit.
troubling of these has been Russia.
Hey,
There's no doubt
Connor,
now that Russia
Nyan
has
is
used
running
cyber
as
attacks
fast
against
as he or
all
she
kinds of
can.
organizations in our country, and I am deeply concerned about
Poor kitty,
this. I
always
know
running.
Always
Donald's,
running from the
very
rainbow. Or is that like fueled
praiseworthy
by...
of Vladimir Putin, but Putin is playing a really tough,
They
long
should.
game here.
Well, yeah.
And one of the things he's done is to let loose cyber attackers to hack in
Cyber
government,
attackers, yes.
files files, to hack into personal files,
Yes.
hack into the Democratic
Lucifer
National Committee.
2.0.
And we recently
Yes,
have
but they're
learned
not
that,
Russian.
you know, that
They're
this
not
is
Russian
one of
actors.
their
No,
That's
they're not.
fear-mongering. That's
preferred
fear-mongering.
methods
It
of
is.
trying
It's total
to
fear-mongering.
wreak havoc and collect information. We need to
It's
make it
easy
very
for a
clear,
state to
whether
claim
it's
that,
Russia,
too.
China, Iran,
Exactly.
or anybody
You know,
else.
like,
The
oh,
United
guess
States
what?
They don't have
has
to present
much
evidence. I mean,
greater
oh yeah,
capacity.
Russia's bad.
And we
They
are
did
not
it.
going to sit
Yep.
idly
And they'll
by
completely
and permit
disregard
state
what was in those
actors to go
emails.
after
Totally.
our information.
And
Our
you're right,
private
Dpro. They
sector
will
information
kill
or our
millions more
public
because,
sector
I mean,
information.
arms
And
sell.
we're going to have to
Making
make it
weapons
clear
sell.
that we don't want
War
to
is a
use
very,
the kinds of
very
Prof-
tools that
profitable
we
business.
have. We don't
Very
want
profitable.
to engage in a different kind of warfare, but we will defend.
One of these days,
the
Dpro, we got to
citizens of this
protest
country.
again.
And the Russians need to understand that. I think they've been treating it as almost a
Excuse
probing.
me.
How far would we go? How much would we do? And that's why I was so shocked.
I know, the
that
hackers.
publicly invited Putin to hack into Americans.
Hack into
Hack into
America.
Americans, yes. Oh my
Reasons
God,
why
hack into
many
Americans.
Get
national
it through their
security
brains.
Yes.
officials who
I'm
served in
getting-
the
my
Department of
brain's been hacked.
Information and Administration have said
Putin did it.
Donald is unfit
Putin
to
hacked
be the
my
commander
brain.
in
Putin hacked
chief.
my
It's comments
brain.
like that
Over
that
9,000.
really worry people who understand the threats that we face.
Mr.
Hey,
Trump, you have 2 minutes,
Shane.
and the same question: who's behind it? And how do we find
I do
it?
want to say
Never
that
mind.
I was just endorsed, and more are coming next
I won't
week.
even
There'll
get
be
into
over
it with you.
200 admirals, many of
Shane's
them
a
here,
noob.
admirals and generals
Anyways.
endorsed me to lead this country.
Ignore the
That
trolls.
just happened, and many more are coming. And I'm very proud of it.
Hey,
In
Anon,
addition, I was just
are you a
endorsed by
hacker
ICE.
working for
They've never endorsed
Putin?
anybody before on immigration.
I
was
well,
just endorsed by ICE.
no
I
comment.
was just recently endorsed 16,500 Border Patrol agents. So when
I don't
Secretary
work for any
Clinton talks
nation
about
state.
this, I mean, I'll take the
I work for the
admirals
people.
and I'll take
Yes.
the generals any day over the political hacks that I see that have led our
Hacks.
country so
There's a
far
lot of
Political
over the
hacks.
last 10
Yes.
years with
Political
their
hacks.
knowledge, okay?
You're a political
Look
hack.
at the mess that we're in. Look at the mess that we're in. As far as the cyber, I agree
Cyber.
to parts of what Secretary Clinton said. We should be better than anybody else.
We
and
shouldn't
perhaps we're
engage in
not.
cyber.
I don't think anybody knows it was Russia that broke into the DNC. She's saying Russia, 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 but I don't. Maybe it was. I mean, it could be Russia, but it could also be China. It could also be lots of other people. It also could be somebody sitting on their bed that weighs 400 pounds. Okay, you don't know who broke in.
Over 400
DNC.
pounds.
But what did we learn?
Oh
with
my
DNC?
God.
We learned that Bernie Sanders was taken advantage of by your
Exactly.
people.
Well, he's right about
He
that.
is right about that. I'll give him that. But
But Bernie Sanders
he's
was
fueling
taken advantage
racism,
of.
and he's
That's
trying
what
to
it is.
steal
Now,
Bernie
whether
voters.
That was Russia,
Yeah, and
whether
he's a
that was
douche.
China, whether it was another
Here, should I
country,
move
we don't
Nancat?
know. Because the truth is, under President Obama, we've lost control of things that we used to have control over. We came in with the internet. We came up with the internet.
We came up with
and
the
I think
internet.
Secretary Clinton and myself would
Oh
agree
my
very much
God.
when you look at what
Trump came
ISIS
up with
is
the
doing
internet.
the
Breaking
yes,
news.
yes, breaking
They're beating
news.
us at our own game. ISIS. So we
ISIS,
have to be
ISIS,
very tough
ISIS.
on cyber and cyber warfare.
Trump invented the internet? I thought it was Al Gore.
It is a huge problem. I have a son. He's 10 years old.
Yankat moved.
He has computers. He is so good with these computers. It's unbelievable. The security aspect of cyber is very, very tough, and maybe it's hardly doable. But I will say we are not doing the job we should be doing. But that's true throughout our whole governmental society. We have so many things that we have to do better, Lester, and certainly cyber is one of them.
We have to cyber.
We have to
I think
cyber.
there are a number of issues that we should be addressing. I have put
I would
forth
not
a
cyber with
plan
Trump,
to
guys.
defeat ISIS.
Never.
No, never.
It does involve going after them online. I think we need to do much more with our tech companies to prevent ISIS
Redneck
and their
Gamer.
operatives from
What
being
about
able
Bush?
to
Go
use the
ahead.
internet to
Let's hear this.
radicalize, even direct
Bush is
people
the
in
one
our
who
country
invaded
and
Iraq.
elsewhere.
He's the one who
They
destabilized the
also
entire
have to
region over there.
intensify our
Exactly.
strikes against ISIS,
And there were so many people in the
eventually
Senate who were
support our
against
Arab
the
and
Iraq
Kurdish,
war and said it would destabilize
partners
the
to be
region
able to actually take out
and that it would
ISIS,
create new
in
extremists
Raqqa
in the
and their
region.
claim of being a
What
caliphate.
happens?
We're
That
making
happens.
progress. Our military is assisting in Iraq.
Shane, we're not
and
talking
we're
about the
hoping
real
that,
issues here because either
within
they
a
are
year
they.
we'll be able
All
to
you're doing
push
is
ISIS out of
trolling
Iraq
this
and then
channel.
really squeeze
We don't
them
believe in
Syria.
censorship, so we're not going to
But we
block
have
you or
to be
anything.
cognizant
But you
of
have the right
fact
to keep
that
talking or
they've had
whatever,
foreign
because we just
fighters
really
coming
seriously don't
to,
give a fuck.
volunteer for them, foreign money,
Exactly.
foreign weapons.
Just
So
let
we
them be
have to
douches.
make
Yes,
this a
Shane,
top
you can be a
priority, and I
douche
would
all you
also,
want.
do everything possible to take out their leadership. I was involved in a number of efforts to take out al-Qaeda leadership when I was Secretary of State, including, of course, taking out bin Laden, and I think we need to go after
Baghdadi.
Baghdadi.
Go after Baghdadi.
You're going to have to go back,
We've
Daddy,
got
and then
to
we're going to
defeat
get Putin
ISIS,
hack
and
their
we've got to
brains.
do everything we can
This is
to
how this
disrupt
debate
their,
sounds to me, seriously.
propaganda
I mean,
It's serious.
it's
efforts
all
online.
You
propaganda
mentioned
that's
ISIS, and
just
we think
jumbled
of
up in
ISIS
my
certainly
brain that I
as
don't
over
accept.
there, but there are American citizens who have been inspired to commit acts of terror
Terror.
on American
We're
soil.
on
The
terror.
latest incident, of course, the bombings we just saw in New York and New Jersey, the knife attack at a mall in Minnesota, and the last year,
Ban
deadly
knives.
attacks
Get
in
rid of
San
guns and
Bernardino
knives
and
and-
Orlando. I'll ask this to both of you. Tell us specifically how you would prevent homegrown attacks by American citizens, Mr. Trump.
Well, first I have to say one thing, very important.
Very important. I'm very
Secretary
important.
Clinton is talking
Me.
about taking out ISIS. We will take out ISIS. Well, President Obama and Secretary Clinton created a vacuum the way they got out of
Yeah,
Iraq.
they did.
Because
But
they got
what
out,
would
they
Trump
shouldn't have
do?
been in.
They would
Once they
bomb
got
the
in,
fuck out of
the
that
way they got
country.
out
Trump
was a
said he'd
disaster.
use nukes.
And ISIS
Exactly.
was formed. So she talks about taking them out. She's been doing it a long time. She's been trying to take them out for a long time. But they wouldn't have even been formed if they left some troops behind.
Obama did 9/11.
As I've been saying
Track
for a long
clean
time,
white,
and
that's
I think you'll
awesome.
agree, 'cause I said it to you once. Had we taken the oil, and we should have taken the oil, ISIS would not have been able to form either, because the oil was their primary source of income. And now they have the oil all over the place, including the oil, a lot of the oil in Libya, which was another one of her disasters.
Oh, shadow.
Secretary Clinton.
Well, I
That's
hope
right.
the fact checkers
Anon
are
knowledge
turned
is
up
still
and
shadow
turning up the
banned.
volume and really working hard. Donald supported the invasion.
Hey,
of
we
Iraq.
wrote a letter
That is
to.
absolutely
Wrong.
proved
You're lying.
over and over
Wrong.
again. The actions
Oh, I'm sorry. You were
advocated
paying
for
attention to
actions we
the
took in
whatever
Libya.
they're
Yeah,
saying.
sorry.
All right, it's
Urged
okay.
that,
Sorry
Gaddafi
for
be
paying
taken
attention,
out
dude.
After
That's all right,
actually
yeah.
doing some business with him one time. But the larger point,
You have
and he says
desecrated
this
Sabu's image. Of
constantly,
course, I've desecrated
is
Sabu's
George
image.
W.
Sabu's a piece of
Bush
shit.
made the agreement
He's a
about
snitch.
when American troops would leave Iraq.
Sabu's a
not
piece of
Barack
shit, dude.
Obama. And the only way that American troops could have stayed in Iraq
Yeah.
is to get an agreement
He's a
from
piece
the
of shit,
then
Shane.
Iraqi government that would have protected
Fucking
our
Fed
troops, and the
snitch.
Iraqi government would not give that. But let's talk
But us
about
not
the
being
question
any
you
hackers
asked,
or
Lester. The
anything like
question you
that,
asked is, what do we
and
do
we're
here
not
in the United
technically
States? That's the most important part
knowledgeable
this.
of
How do
anything.
we
We wouldn't know
prevent
anything about
attacks? How do
Sabu,
we
so
protect
yeah.
our people?
Yeah, we wouldn't know
And I
anything
think
about
we've
it.
got
We
to
didn't
have
work
an
with him
Yeah, we
or
didn't do
anything.
anything
where we
like
are
that.
looking
Never.
for every scrap of
Fucking
information.
assholes.
I was so proud of law enforcement.
You know,
in
people
New
like
York, in,
Sabu need to be fucking-
Minnesota, in New Jersey.
Never mind, I
You know,
can't
they
say.
responded
I'll get-
so quickly, so
I'll get arrested.
professionally to the attacks that occurred by Rouhani.
All right, time to move
and
Nyan
they
Cat
brought
again.
him down.
I'm gonna move.
All
the-
right.
We may
Look,
find
watch.
out more information
Isn't
because
that
he is
cool?
still alive,
Look,
which
I'm so
may
cool.
prove
I'm
to
so
be an
technically
intelligence,
minded.
benefit.
I'm like a
So
hacker.
we've
Look at me
got
hack.
To do everything we can to
What about this ball thing?
vacuum up intelligence from
Vacuuming.
Europe, from the
Maybe-
Middle East.
maybe we
That
should
means
hack
we've
into
got
Trump.
to work more closely with our
Like
allies.
Putin hacked
And
into
that's
America's
something that
brain.
Donald has been
Yeah.
very dismissive of. We're working with NATO, the longest military alliance in the history of the world, to really turn our attention to terrorism.
To really
We're
make a
working
profit
with
off
our
of
friends in the
terrorism.
Middle East, many of which, as you know, are Muslim majority nations. Donald has consistently insulted Muslims abroad, Muslims at home, when we need to be cooperating with Muslim nations and with the American Muslim community. They're on the front lines. They can provide information to us that we might not get anywhere else. They need to have close working cooperation with law enforcement in these communities, not be
He
alienated
does.
and pushed away.
He does. Trump
as
does
some
look like
of,
the lizard
Donald's
from Lizard
rhetoric,
Squad.
unfortunately,
Avi.
has, led to.
Avi.
Mr.
Well, I'd have to
Maybe Trump is the
The,
lizard from
uh,
Lizard Squad.
Maybe.
The Secretary said very strongly about working with. We've been working with them for many years. And we have the greatest mess anyone's ever seen. You look at the Middle East, it's a total mess. Under your direction to a large extent. But you look at the Middle East. You started the Iran deal. That's another beauty. Where you have a country that was ready to fall. I mean, they were doing so badly. They were choking on the sanctions.
Yeah, Redneck Gamer.
Going to be actually probably a major
After the
power at some
Sabu
point
incident,
pretty soon, the way they're doing.
the Anon community was never the same. The FBI knew what they were doing exactly. They targeted the right guy, and it's never really been the same. It's been shattered ever since, and we'll admit that. We've seen it. We've been doing this for a long time.
But it still has a possibility to rise again.
Of course.
Yes, we're defending them, and they should at least be paying us.
Biff from Back to the Future, Depro says, yes, you know what? Yeah. Because that's you know what? I got your point, Depro, because that's who he was modeled after. You are absolutely right.
Very strong on this, and it was actually covered very accurately in the New York Times, which is unusual for the New York Times, to be honest. But I said
Sabu got arrested because he got caught
and I was very strong, and I said it numerous
doing
times.
shit.
Yeah, he was a total noob.
Yeah. So the FBI pretty much told him, if you don't...
He dropped Tor.
Yeah.
He got arrested because he dropped Tor and used his own IP address. That is a fucking newbie mistake.
Right. Well, Hammond did the same shit, though, didn't he?
But I'm all for NATO.
Well, Hammond did worse shit. he went out handing out flyers, claiming he was part of LuLz.
But that was
right.
largely because of what I was saying and
what
my
I love to
criticism
do
of NATO. I think we have to get NATO to go into the Middle East with
You're right,
us,
Debro. You
in
can't kill the
addition to
idea, but they
surrounding
sure
nations,
did
and we have
demoralize
to
the hell
knock
out of it.
the hell out of ISIS, and we have to
Oh,
do it
excuse me.
fast.
I just
When
almost
ISIS
burped into the
formed,
microphone. That
in
would have
this
been
vacuum
awesome.
created by Barack Obama and Secretary
People don't want to
Clinton,
hear your burps.
and believe me, you were the ones.
Oh,
who
it's
took out
better
the
than
troops. Not
these
only
two.
that, you named the date.
Are
They
we
couldn't
on a
believe it. They sat
Skype
back
call,
probably
or
and
do
said,
we use
"Well,
other
they
forms of
said, no,
encrypted
wait a minute.
communication?
When they
We
formed-
use encrypted
when they
communication.
formed, this is something that never should have happened. It should have never happened. Now, you're talking about taking out ISIS, but you were there and you were Secretary of State when it was a little infant. Now it's in over 30 countries.
See,
and you're going to stop them? I don't think
the
so.
reason it's in over 30 countries is because Bush walked over there and decided to bomb the shit out of everything and destabilize the country.
I did not support the war in Iraq.
You did. He supported the war in
Yeah.
Iraq. Sure he
did.
Nonsense put out by her, because she, frankly, I think the best person in her campaign is mainstream media.
My question is, since you
would you like to
supported it,
hear?
why is your-
I was
why is your
against the war.
judgment-
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I was against.
Yeah, I know. He's like, it's like
Hillary.
Hillary's all seizured out over there.
I'm right. When I did an interview.
Yeah,
with
her
Stern,
debate
very likely,
strategy
first time
is to
anyone's
let
asked me
Trump
that,
talk
Oh,
as much as
very
That's
possible.
what
I
it's
don't know, maybe,
happening, and
who
you
knows?
know,
Essentially. I then
It's
did
not
an
working
interview
for her.
With Neil Cavuto. We talked about the economy is more important.
What is
spoke to
she
Sean
doing?
Hannity, which everybody refuses to call Sean Hannity. I had numerous conversations with Sean Hannity at Fox.
God,
and
Sean Hannity.
said,
Oh my God. Ugh.
And he called me the other day, and I spoke to him about it. He said you were totally against
Mark,
war, 'cause
you're
he was
you're
totally-
absolutely right. He did say he
And that was
supported the
before
Iraq
the
war.
started.
Yeah, he
Sean
did.
Hannity said
He's lying
very
here.
strongly,
Sabu
Me
is
and
not
other
in
people, he's willing to
prison,
say, but nobody wants to
Aziti
call him.
over. He is currently
I was against
free
the war.
because
said,
he
"You used
helped
to
the
fight for it
feds
because Sean was in favor of the war."
infiltrate
And
Anonymous
I
and
understand
put
that
some of us
side
in
also,
jail.
not very
Yes.
much, because
So
we should have never
that
done
is
that.
why he's
friends-
free.
But nobody called
Good
Sean
friends
Hannity.
of us are
And
in
then they
jail
did an
because of
article
him.
in a major magazine shortly after the war started. I think in
Yeah.
04.
But we
But they did
learned
an
an
article
important
which
lesson
had
from
me
it,
totally
because
against the
if you're
war in
anonymous,
And one of
you should
your
not be caught
compatriots
by a
said,
snitch,
"You know,
because
whether it was
they're
before or
anonymous, right?
after,
Right.
Trump was definitely
Just like
So-
remember
the
Chari
there's no
Wong's?
doubt."
Yeah,
But if
exactly.
somebody,
You know-
So
asked the press,
we now
if
use
somebody would
more
call up Sean
encrypted
Hannity,
communication, more
this was
secure
before the war
communication.
started, he and I used to have arguments.
We
about
learned
the
a
war.
lot
I
from
said it's
this.
a terrible and a stupid thing. It's going to destabilize the Middle East, and that's exactly what it's done. It's been a disaster.
My reference was to what you had said in 200002, and my question was,
No,
why is
you
your
didn't hear what I
judgment?
said.
Why is your judgment any different than?
Get him, Lester.
I have much better
What
judgment
if
than
Lester
Sean.
just like
There's no question
ran
about
up
that.
on stage
I
and
also have
clotheslined
a
both
much
of them?
better temperament than Sean. You know, I have
And have a speech
She
like
spent-
like in The
let me
Great
tell you,
Dictator.
She
Yeah.
spent hundreds of millions of dollars on.
All right,
on
what are they
advertising.
saying?
You
let's
know, they
let's
get
try to.
Madison Avenue
I
into a
gotta
room, they put
focus.
names. Oh, temperament.
I'm
Let's
getting
go
all
after- I
ADD
think
on
my
him.
strongest asset, maybe by far, is my temperament. I
What?
have a winning temperament. I know how to win.
Me.
She does not have.
Me, she does not know. Me, I know.
Behind the
Me,
blue
make
screen.
big
I
words.
don't know
She
who
know
you were
little
talking to,
stuff.
Secretary Clinton.
She
He
woman.
was totally out of control.
I
said,
man.
"There's a person
I man,
with a
I
temperament
Trump.
that's got a problem."
Secretary
Look at her.
Clinton.
She's like, ooh,
Okay.
yeah. Ooh, I'm gonna tackle that. Let me slap his cock.
Let's talk about two important issues that were briefly mentioned by Donald. First, NATO. You know, NATO as a military alliance has something called Article 5, and basically it says this: an attack on one is an attack on all. And do you know the only time it's ever been invoked? After 9/11, when the 28 nations of NATO said that they would go to Afghanistan with us to fight terrorism.
They went to
Something that
Iraq,
they still
too.
are doing by our side. With respect to Iran, when I became Secretary of State, Iran was weeks away from having enough nuclear material.
That is
to
a
form
lie.
bomb.
That is a.
It is a lie.
This is a
It is
lie.
a
It's a
lie.
lie. She's lying.
It's a confirmed
They had
lie.
built covert facilities. They had stocked
CIA
them with
actually confirmed that
centrifuges
it's a
were
lie.
whirling away. And we had sanctioned them.
Yeah,
I voted for
she's
every
just bringing
sanction against
9/11
Iran
up
when I was in the
to get the
Senate,
sympathy
but
vote.
It wasn't enough. So I spent a year and a half.
No,
putting
we can't run
together
for
a
president.
coalition that
Never.
included Russia and China to impose the
We're not gonna. I'm not
toughest
voting.
sanctions on Iran.
I'm
And
not
we did
voting.
drive them to the negotiating table. And my successor, John Kerry, and President Obama got a deal that put a lid on Iran's nuclear program without firing a single shot. That's diplomacy. That's coalition building. That's working with other nations. The other day, I saw Donald saying that there were some Iranian sailors on a ship in the waters off of Iran,
Be right back.
and they were taunting American sailors who were on a nearby ship. He said, you know, if they taunted our sailors,
hum
I'd blow
for
them out of the
Canon
water
9/11.
and start
There's a
another
lot of
war.
truth behind
That would
not
not
that
good
statement. I
judgment.
think they are
That
both.
is not the right temperament to
I mean,
be
a lot of the
commander-in-chief,
crimes that
to
the
be
United States has committed against
taunted.
other
And
countries.
the worst part
Oh,
of
they-
what
it
you've
can
heard
be deemed
Donald
as
say
terrorism. I mean, if
has
you look
been
up the
about nuclear
definition of
weapons.
terrorism,
He has said repeatedly that
pretty,
he didn't care if other nations
obvious
got
what
nuclear
terrorism
weapons.
is.
Japan, South Korea, even Saudi
Check it
Arabia.
out. Let's
it has
see.
been the policy of the United
Oh,
States.
someone just
Democrats
asked
and
why we started
Republicans,
with
to do
Anonymous.
everything we could to
That was a
reduce
long time
the
ago.
proliferation of nuclear weapons. He even said, well, you know, if there were
Back in the
nuclear
Chinology
war
days.
in East
The
Asia,
use of
well,
violence and
you know,
intimidation
that's
in the
fine,
pursuit
you
of
know,
political
have a good time,
aims.
folks.
So
And in fact,
that's what
his
terrorism
America-
is.
America is
attitude
guilty
about
of a lot of
nuclear
terrorism.
weapons is so deeply troubling. That is the #1 threat we face in the world, and it becomes particularly threatening if terrorists ever get
Whoa, look
their
at all these
hands
notifications.
on any
Whoa.
nuclear material. So a man who can be provoked by a tweet.
Yeah, we
should
can't
not
keep-
use
notifications. We got the
anywhere
best
near
notifications.
codes.
Let me tell you that.
I think anyone with any sense
We can't even
about this
keep
should
up.
Be concerned.
That line's
Help.
getting a little bit old, I must say.
I must
it's a good
say,
one.
we have the
I would
best
like-
Well
notifications.
describes the problem.
It's not an accurate one at all. It's not an accurate one.
Look at
So
this,
I
dude.
just want to give a lot of thanks.
We love
to
you
Yeah, our
guys.
feed is blowing up. We love
agree
you
with her on
guys.
one thing. The single greatest problem the world has is nuclear armament, nuclear weapons.
Dude,
Not
you're the one that just
global
threatened to
warming,
bomb the
like you
shit out
think
of some.
in your-
Oh my god.
Your president thinks.
Yeah, he flip-flops
is the single
depending on
greatest.
who he's talking to.
Just to go down the list.
And Hillary Clinton does
we
this
defend
too. I
Japan,
mean,
we
it's
defend
basically the
Germany, we
presidential
defend South Korea,
strategy
we defend Saudi
up in
Arabia,
the
we
up at
defend
this
countries.
point.
They do not pay
It's horrible.
what they should be paying us because we are providing tremendous service and we're losing a fortune. That's why we're losing. We lose on everything. I say, who makes these? We lose on everything. Well, I said that it's very possible that if they don't pay a fair share.
Oh wait,
this
who
is
just
40 years ago
wait?
what we could do, what
Who
we
just
did.
said
We
he
can't defend
joined?
Japan,
Wait.
a behemoth selling us cars by the million.
We need to move on.
Wait, but it's very.
Wait,
All I said was they may
it's
have
very
to defend
important.
themselves, or they have to help us
I
out.
can't even speak
We're a
anymore.
country that
I'm
owes
sorry.
$20
These people are just
trillion.
numbing
They have
me.
to help us out.
I'm numb.
As far as the nuclear is concerned, I agree. It
You
is
know,
the
I'm not
single
gonna diss on
greatest
Ron Paul.
threat that this country has.
Which leads my next question.
But I just don't believe in politics as a normal person in the United States believes in politics. I am more of an anarchist than anything else. I believe that the people should rule. They don't believe that. They just want government rule over all.
He talks about various countries, but Russia's been expanding.
And yeah, that's another thing. D-Pro is right. Drone from 2 miles up, killing everybody, families, children, terrorism.
Exactly. America is engaging in terrorism. No doubt about it.
We are not keeping up with other countries. I would like everybody to end it, just get rid of it.
Okay, Will, you're I hope I said your name wrong. If I don't vote, we're fucking everything up for everyone. Okay, so these are your two choices, dude.
We have to be prepared. I can't take anything off the table. Because you look at some of these countries, you look at North Korea.
That's your choices.
And by the way,
we're doing nothing there.
People saying that we can't complain when we don't vote.
Can you wait? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Not voting is not participating in the system that we're criticized.
Right.
Right.
Is the Iran deal. Iran is one of their biggest trading partners.
You can totally hear me vaping, can you?
And
yeah.
When they made
all
that
right,
horrible deal
I'll
with
stop.
Iran, they should have included the fact that they do something with respect to
Smoke that shit.
And they should have done something with respect to Yemen and all these other places. And when asked to Secretary Kerry, why didn't you do that? Why didn't you?
Why don't Annan family shut down the banks?
One of the great giveaways of all time.
Mostly because most of the Annan family has disbanded and are afraid to get arrested because of the Sabu incident.
Yeah, and it's not only that. We need more resources.
It would take hella resources to take down the banks.
Yes.
Come on.
Exactly.
The right deal. This is one of the worst deals ever made by any country in history. The deal with Iran will lead to nuclear problems. All they have to do is sit back 10 years, and they don't have to do much, and they're going to end up getting nuclear. I met with Bibi Netanyahu the other day. Believe me, he is not a happy camper.
He's evil.
It will lead to nuclear problems.
Let me start
Netanyahu is one of the most evilest son of a bitches out there.
And they really matter when you are president. And I want to reassure our allies in Japan and South Korea and elsewhere that we have mutual defense treaties.
You know, hum for Canon 9/11. Life can be free. It's just that you're conditioned that it isn't.
And so I know that this campaign has caused some questioning and some worries on the part of many leaders across the globe. I've talked with a number of them. But I want to, on behalf of myself, and I think on behalf of a majority of the American people, say that, you know, our word is good. It's also important that we look at the entire global situation. There's no doubt that we have other problems.
Our word is good, and we want to police the world.
I'd rather deal with the other problems, having put that lid on their nuclear program, than still to be facing that. And Donald never tells you what he would do. Would he have started a war? Would he have bombed Iran? If he's going to criticize a deal that has been very
Oh, come on, you're still going on about that? The Iran nuclear program? Are you fucking shitting?
That's scary. Because why can't they have their own nuclear program? I mean, they're not. When was the last time Iran actually attacked somebody?
So
well,
they got into a war with Iraq.
It is complicated geopolitically speaking. And but you brought up an interesting issue, because why is America the only country allowed to have nukes?
Strength and in accordance with our values. That's what I intend to do.
Because we're selfish.
I intend to be a leader of our country that people can count on, both here at home and around the world, to make decisions that will further peace and prosperity, but also stand up
if you want to get in touch with us more privately, you're going to...
Those who would try to destabilize the world.
Yeah, I don't know how you would do that, DJ Music Man.
We don't really talk to a lot of people. Seriously, no. We live secluded lives in our basements.
But I will tell you that
through encrypted chats.
to go to her website.
The
and
U.S.
read
does
all
want
about
to
how
rape the
defeat
world.
ISIS,
Yes,
which
they
she
do,
could have
D-Pro. I
defeated
agree with you.
by never having it.
Yes,
get going in
Israel
the first
does have a
place. Right now,
lot
it's
of
getting tougher and
nukes.
tougher to
They
defeat
have
them
more
because
nukes
they're
than
in more and more places, more and
Iran
more states,
currently
more and more
has.
nations.
Mr. Trump.
And it's a big problem. And as far as Japan is concerned, I want to help all
Yes,
of
the
our allies.
FBI does
But
hate Anonymous.
we are
Yes,
losing
and they
billions and billions of
they
dollars.
actually
We
claimed
cannot
cyber
be the
victory
policemen
over
of the world. We
Anonymous
cannot
not too long
protect
ago.
countries
But
That was a
the
couple
world
years ago, wasn't
when
it?
they're not
Yeah.
paying us what we need.
We have
And
just a few final
she doesn't
questions.
say that because she's got no business ability. We need heart. We need a lot of things, but you have to have some basic ability. And sadly, she doesn't have that. All of the things that she's talking about could have been taken care of during the last 10 years, let's say.
We need
while
heart.
she had
Did
great
Trump
power.
seriously
But
say
they
that?
weren't taken care of. And if she ever wins this race, they won't be taken
Mr.
care
Trump,
of.
this year,
I have so
Secretary
much
Clinton
heart.
became
I have
first
the
woman
biggest heart.
nominated for president by a major party. Earlier this month, you said she doesn't have, quote,
Call anything that
presidential
uses
look.
OTR
Standing
or
here,
PGP
right
encryption.
now, what did you mean by that?
Usually over a
She doesn't have
Tor.
the look. She doesn't have the stamina.
Yes,
she doesn't have the
Signal
stamina.
requires
And
a phone
I
number,
don't believe
so
she does have the stamina. To be
Signal is
president of this
wonderful when
country,
you use
need
it with
tremendous
friends
stamina.
and people you
But
know,
you
but
have-
never
wait
give
a
out
minute,
your
wait a
phone
minute.
numbers
She
to
asked me a
someone you
question.
don't know,
Did you ask me a question?
because you can be
You have to
easily
be
tracked
able
once you give a
To
phone number to
negotiate
someone.
our trade deals. You have to be able to negotiate. That's right. With Japan, with Saudi Arabia. I mean, can you
Is
imagine
there
It doesn't
being
60?
matter.
in
There's
Saudi
62
Arabia
people watching, huh?
and with
Yeah.
all of the money they
It
have,
doesn't
we're
matter
defending
if
them
Tor
and they're not
nodes
paying. We
are
have to
being
speak to
owned
them.
by
Wait,
someone,
you
because
have
they
so many different things you have
one
to be
Tor
able
node
to do. And I don't
decrypts
believe
the
that
other,
Hillary has the
so they
stamina.
don't
Let's
have
let
each
her
other's
respond.
information.
Well, not only that, dude, is what you can
As soon
do,
as he
Will,
travels
is
to
you can
112
be
countries
on a
and
Tor node also,
negotiates
but you can
a
also
peace deal, a ceasefire, a
go through a
release of
VPN tunnel. You
dissidents,
could
an
tunnel it.
opening of new
So tunnel
Yes, of
through a
course.
VPN, so then
opportunities
that
in nations
nullifies
around the world, or even spends
people
11
watching the
hours
Tor node.
testifying
So they wouldn't
in
be able
front
to
of,
see
a
your
congressional
encrypted
committee.
VPN
He can talk to me
anyways.
about stamina.
The world. Let me tell you.
Stamina. I
Let
just
me
heard
tell you.
stamina and a bunch of
Hillary
clapping.
has experience, but it's bad experience. We have made so many bad deals during the last. So she's got experience, that I agree, but it's bad experience. Whether it's the Iran deal that you're so in love with, where we gave them $150 billion back, whether it's the Iran deal, whether it's anything you can.
$150
Going
billion.
down.
You almost can't name a good deal. I agree. She's got experience, but it's bad experience. And this country can't afford to have another 4 years of that kind of experience.
We are at the final question.
One thing
Very
last
quick.
Well,
is,
I
you
use
know,
VPNs
we
all the
tried
time
to
for everything that I
switch
do,
from-
simply because if
from
you're
LuLz to
downloading, let's say,
stamina. But this is a
a
man who
movie,
has called women
and you don't want
pigs,
your
slobs,
internet provider
and
to
dogs,
see what you're
and
doing, a
someone
VPN will
who
circumvent them
has
from
said
seeing anything.
pregnancy is an
Exactly.
inconvenience to employers, who has
never said
said
that.
women don't deserve equal pay unless they do as good a job as
Didn't say
men.
I didn't say that.
And one of the worst things he
There
said
we go again with the
was
ad hominem
about
attacks.
a woman in a beauty contest.
I
who
wouldn't
loves
use
beauty
CyberGhost.
contests, supporting them and hanging around.
I don't have a
them.
lot of experience with
And
it.
he
Well,
called
they were
this
around a long
woman
time ago.
Miss Piggy. Then he called her.
And I
Miss
used the free
Housekeeping
version.
because she was
I didn't
Latina.
use the pay version.
Donald, she has a name.
Where did you find
And
it?
I wasn't
Name
impressed.
is
It was very
Vanessa
slow.
Machado,
Where did you find
and
it?
she has become a U.S. citizen, and you can bet
Oh, really?
she's going to vote this November.
Okay, good. Let me just tell you.
Mr. Trump,
me
we're going
just
to
tell
take
you.
10 seconds and then
You
we're going to have
know,
the final question.
Hillary is hitting me with tremendous commercials. Some of it said in entertainment. Some of it said somebody who's been very vicious.
Let me
to
just
me,
tell
Rosie
you.
O'Donnell. I said very tough things to her.
They
and I
both
think
suck,
everybody
though.
would
They're just
agree
both
that
horrible
she deserves
people.
it, and nobody feels sorry
And this is
for
what
her.
the
But you
people
wanna
of the
know,
United
Hunter,
States
I
chose,
was going
and they're the
to
worst
say
liked candidates
something
ever.
Please, very
Does that make
Yes.
any sense to you?
rough.
It doesn't make any
Hillary,
sense
to her
whatsoever.
family,
Oh,
I
and
said
by
to
the way,
myself,
free
I can't
VPNs
do it.
not
I just can't
recommended.
do it.
No,
It's
never use a
inappropriate.
free
It's
VPN
not nice.
because
But she
they
spent
log.
hundreds of millions
Yeah,
of
and we've
dollars
had
on
friends
negative ads
arrested
on
because
me,
they used the
many
free
of which are
VPN.
absolutely untrue.
Oh,
They're
what's the name of that
untrue, they're
VPN service that
misrepresentations.
snitched out
And I will
Anons?
tell you this,
Hide
Lester,
my ass.
it's
Hide my
not
ass.
nice,
Hide my ass.
and
Never
I don't-
use hide
I-
my
I don't
ass.
deserve that, but it's certainly not a nice thing that she's done. It's hundreds of millions of ads, and the only gratifying thing is I saw the polls come in today, and with all of that money,
We
over
have to move on to
$200
the
million
final question.
is spent And I'm either
She's not
winning
nice.
or tied. And I've
She
seen
is not
practically
nice. And
One of you will not win this election. So my final question to you tonight, are you willing to accept the outcome as the will of the voters? Secretary Clinton?
Well, I support our democracy. And,
what democracy? There's no
sometimes
such
you
thing
win,
as democracy in the
sometimes you
United
lose.
States. Are they crazy?
But I certainly
They are crazy.
will support the outcome
Well, why
of
did
this
you even
election.
ask that?
Right.
And I know Donald's trying very hard to plant doubts about it, but I hope the people out there understand.
No one believes in
this election's really up to
democracy
you. It's not
because it
about
doesn't
us
exist. And
so
if they
much as
do
it is
believe in
about you and
democracy,
your
they've been
families and the
duped.
kind of country
Yes.
and future you want. So I sure hope you will get out and vote as though your future depended on it, because I think it does.
Mr. Trump, very quickly, the same question. Will you accept the outcome as the will of the voters?
No, I want a revolution. Kill everyone.
America great again. We are a nation that is seriously troubled. We're losing our jobs. People are pouring in to our country. The other day, we were deporting 800 people, and perhaps they passed the wrong button, they pressed the wrong button, or perhaps worse
Blah,
than
blah,
that,
blah.
it was
Fear-mongering.
corruption. But these people
Fear-mongering.
that we were
Fear-mongering.
going to
Yeah, but is he
deport
gonna
for
answer
good
the
reason
question?
ended up becoming citizens. Ended up becoming citizens. And it was 800, and now it turns out it might be 1,800, and they don't even know.
Will you accept
Look,
the outcome
here's
of the
the story.
election?
I want to make America great again. I'm going to be able to do it. I don't believe Hillary will. The answer is, if she wins, I will absolutely support her.
All right. Well, that is going to do it for us. That concludes our debate
But-
for this evening. A spirited
Did you-
one. We covered a lot of ground. Not everything.
The
is
end
as
was
suspected
kind of
we would.
weird. How he's just like,
Would. The next presidential debate
attack, and then all of a sudden,
October
okay,
9th
yeah, I'll
at
support her.
Washington University in St. Louis.
Oh,
and
he won't.
October 19th at the University of
He
Nevada,
said he won't
Las
support
Vegas.
her.
The conversation will continue.
No,
A
he said he
reminder,
would
the vice
support her. He
presidential
said he'd
debate is
definitely
scheduled for
support her
October 4th at
at the
Longwood
end.
University in Farmville, Virginia. My thanks to Hillary Clinton and to Donald Trump and to
And
Hofstra
Depot, we do
University
need
for hosting
direct
us tonight.
democracy.
Good night, everyone.
And look, they're gonna shake. I was at your wedding. Anyways,
Oh, that was the end.
yeah, that's the end.
Very much. Thank you.
Yeah, nothing on women's rights either. Wow, this is just.
That was a shit show.
Yeah. Did anybody actually think that anything was accomplished with this debate?
No, it wasn't. They agree on the same issues, but and they only debate about what divides them. They need third-party candidates in order to challenge them on the things they both agree on.
But they will never put a third-party candidate in there because they know that the electoral college will never vote for a third-party candidate.
That's true. It did happen once in history, right?
That was with I know what you're talking about. I just can't remember the name right now. But yeah, this was a complete shit show, and the only people who are going to believe this shit are people who watch CNN and people who watch Fox News.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm actually happy that C-SPAN doesn't have commentary.
Hey Andy, I'd love to move to Canada for a year, but I'm so poor I can't even move like anywhere. So, most
and,
of the quote middle class here in the United States, there's no such thing as middle class.
And which president is going to address that?
None of them.
Exactly.
You know, I guess the reason somebody was asking, like, why did we join Anonymous or do whatever, you don't really join Anonymous. You just feel like you're part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing, is it's almost like a higher, I don't know. It's hard to describe. I'm not going to even get into the philosophies behind it, but it's just, you sit here and you watch the world go to shit, and you see people like these two idiots trying to run countries and put more bullshit into play.
Exactly.
And you got to sit there and say, when does it fucking stop? Can I do anything to stop this shit? You know, because, hey, what if I have a kid, and what if that kid needs to have a future? You know?
Yeah, but in that sense, we do have some news regarding the Million Mask March coming up.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna make a video on it, and I don't even know. So
You don't know?
I don't know. So
Interesting.
I know I should make a video, but it's so close to the date. What the hell's that?
What?
Mr. Trump, do you have any closing remarks? Wait. Oh, there it is. Do you have any closing remarks, Donald Trump? I gotta retweet this. Oh, somebody already did retweet it. Never
Yeah,
mind.
someone already did.
We'd like to thank everybody who actually
For
listened
watching.
and watched our insanity.
And
Excuse me, I'm dying over
we
here.
hope you enjoyed it.
I mean, we could make this a thing, like just have our own little show here and there.
Yes, should we cover the next debate as well?
I don't know. It all depends.
Let the chat decide.
I mean, I don't know about just the debate. I think that we should do other things. Talk about like what people are bringing up, like cybersecurity, and talk about the history of what happened in Anonymous and why we're the way we are. You know. I mean,
Yeah. But we shouldn't only do that through live streams. We should also be making more videos, I guess.
right.
All right.
Cool story, bro.
Sounds like a plan, dude.
Cool story, bro. Anyways. I mean, this is our first attempt at this, so we're pretty freaking lame. We understand that.
No, they loved it. Here, see? I feel like you did educational stuff, was a comment. So, yeah.
Well, thank you, Will. Yes, I made the cat smaller, Andy. I can make it bigger if you want me to. Here. Roar! Freaking Nyan cat!
We got Nyan cats, we got the best Nyan cats.
Yeah, we have the best Nyan cats.
Uh-oh. All right, we'll close the stream.
Why?
Good night, everyone.
No, we're not doing
No?
any. No, I'm just
Oh.
kidding. Hey, you know, we do seriously enjoy our activism, and we know that there's a lot of dissent sometimes out there, and we do try to work both sides and see and get everybody's perspective because we're a collective. And we believe that everybody has a voice, even if you guys hate, you know, our haters hate us, you know, and, you know, we can't hate everybody. We got to just embrace everything and say, hey, you know what?
Yeah, and by the way, we don't give a fuck about all the hate we're getting, so...
We don't. I mean, we just got to work with people, and we take criticism. We're good with it. I don't, you know, I mean, if we're fucking up somewhere, let us know. You know how to do it. You know where we're at, some of you.
And we know some of you guys already do hold us
Max
accountable.
size to cat. Uh-oh.
Max size?
Max size it.
Uh-oh.
I think that's it. I don't think I can do it anymore. Wait. Yeah, that's it. I can't. Wait.
Yeah, there's a little delay in the stream. Oh, there you go.
So.
And on that bombshell.
And on that bombshell, folks, we thank you very much for tuning in and watching this. We'll leave the stream up as an archive thingy on the channel.
And thanks for all the love.
Yeah, thanks for all the love, peeps.
Those of you supporting Secretary Clinton,
we're going to
202-748-8920.
first let me kill this because they're annoying as fuck. All right, shut them off because they're talking too much. But hey, thanks a lot. Anything to say, Mr. Anon?
Yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and we'll definitely do this more in the future.
Yeah, it was fun.
Good night, everyone.
Peace.